Playboy Laughs by Patty Farmer. Part 1. The Schmoozers. A Funny Business. To contextualize Playboy's contribution to the evolution of comedy, let's travel back to the state of things prior to its emergence. With few exceptions, comedians of the early 20th century didn't shoot to the top of the entertaining hierarchy overnight. They worked their way up, typically scraping through hard years in either vaudeville or burlesque, the two variety circuits that prospered side by side during the 20s, 30s and early 40s. In the beginning of what we now call stand-up, there was the brick wall. But seriously, folks, that's all there was, and it was always there. The brick wall signified the lack of anything else: plot, sets, costumes, dialogue, supporting cast, and in the very beginning, even microphone. Comedy was just the guy standing up and telling jokes. It may seem as if stand-up comedy has always existed, but like jazz and musical comedy, it is a relatively new invention with very deep roots. Stand-up evolved out of three interrelated theatrical forms. The oldest was minstrelsy, the longest-lasting was vaudeville, and the most directly linked to modern stand-up was burlesque. And all three art forms are distinctly American. Minstrelsy combined music and humour in a highly stylized, outrageous caricature of African-American life. Performers, both black and white, donned blackface and painted on exaggerated features to portray an array of stock comic characters in stock comic situations. In this regard, the form was not unlike the European commedia dell'arte of the 16th, 18th centuries. Minstrel shows included music, mainly of the choral variety, though soloists occasionally stepped out to perform as well. Vaudeville was much looser. Not unlike the TV variety shows that would come much later, it featured a string of unrelated, independently produced acts. A musical group might be followed by a comedian, then a dog act, and finally an acrobatic troupe or juggler. The comedy segments in vaudeville, like those in burlesque, tended to rely on sight gags and pantomime rather than wordplay or storytelling, which makes more sense when you consider the lack of amplification. Today's stand-up comedians would have had a hard time landing their punchlines in vaudeville's carnivorous theatres, which tended to be full of rowdy patrons. Jokes had to be seen rather than heard, so clowning and slapstick were the norm. A guy in baggy pants doing a pratfall of one goofy character hitting another with a rubber chicken or oversized mallet. All the audience needed to hear was the
sample complete. Ready to continue?